Start the show by talking about why some Tampa Bay homes sit on the market for years. It's kind of funny because whenever we read these articles, you know, some of the obvious things are always left out. You know, the journalist has to take the high road, and certainly, you know, there was an article in the Tampa Bay Times this week that specifically talks about, while the market is being very healthy, you know, there are a lot of reasons why you put a home on the market and, you know, it doesn't end up selling. So, you know, I think the nice part about, you know, being in my position is I can look at it and realize that, you know, what some person may say about why the home doesn't sell, you know, it could be completely different than the reality. So I'm going to go to my esteemed colleagues here today and talk to them a little bit about why they think properties don't sell. We're going to have some fun with it, so listen in, tune along, and if you have your home on the market or have had your home on the market or planning on putting on your home on the market, these are some things you definitely want to avoid. So fire away, guys. What do you got? What's some funny reasons why homes don't sell?
Pink bathrooms.
Yeah, pink bathrooms. That's a really bad one. I would say, you know, the dog feces in the living room, usually a bad sign. We've unfortunately gone out to properties and the people just don't clean the house. It's like you got to clean the house. There's got to be something, you know, clean. And price is one. You know, if the market says your house is worth 200, you're not going to be put it on the market for 300 and get it sold. It has to be priced, you know, in line with the market. The article talked about some of the luxury properties and being over customized. I think there's no question we run into that sometimes. You know, that you get somebody that's customized it to their needs, and that's just not the needs of the consumer.
Yeah, right. And just because you like it does not mean that everyone else likes it.
That's correct. Yeah, those zebra print couch covers, not a great.
Tiger stripe rug, the tiger stripe rug, the big lion's head in the living room.
Right. The big mural of Ron Burgundy in the living room, not usually a good sign, you know. So, what else? What are some other things that cause homes not to sell, guys?
Oh, definitely price, and you know, the legitimate reasons I would say is the pricing, the you know, the condition of the home, and the neighborhood flood zones, of course, are a big issue right now. Good old Bayshore, you know, got doused the other day, right?
Yeah, if your front living room or front yard is in standing water, it's usually not a great sign to get.
Yeah, if you're
don't show it during that time.
Yeah,
exactly. If your house was on the news the other day, showing your front yard underwater.
Good luck.
Right,
the sign's in the front yard, but you can't even see the sign because the water is standing up above it. But we never flood down here. You know?
No,
I've heard that before. Yeah, I've heard that before too in South Tampa. Oh, our street never floods. Really?
Yeah. The massive sinkhole in the front yard might be a deterrent as well.
Right.
So other things, I think, again, one of the things the article didn't touch on, quality of the agent. I think, again, every agent's a little bit different with their marketing plan, the photos, you know, the different things that they do to market a property. Photos, video, marketing copy, the distribution of the agent to get it to other marketing channels. I think that's an important one, maybe not a funny one. But the humorous side of it is that I've seen, you know, $4 and $5 million homes with one freaking photo.
Yeah.
I mean, they drove by from an iPhone. They drove by, they jumped out of their car, they got an iPhone, and then they've got a little generic yard sign in the yard, and you go up on Zillow or Trulia or Realtor.com and you don't even find the property. I mean, do your due diligence. Look at people's listings. If you're going to hire someone to sell your most important asset, look into them. See what their listings look like. What else? Any other funny ones you guys have from experiences as to why a home wouldn't sell?
Yeah, I have one that actually recently. Going back to photos, actually had the side rear view mirror of the car in the photo.
Oh, we've seen that.
And that's hilarious. Like, too lazy to even get out of the car and take a picture.
I saw one the other day with, and this is awesome. People in the kitchen. Like, it was the photos of the kitchen. There's 3 people in there like cooking food. It's like you can't even like get them out of the kitchen to take a picture.
They're showing you that the oven works.
Yeah, the oven works. Hey, it's a house that's full of entertainment.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But literally, you couldn't even get the people out of the kitchen to take the photos. But
that'd be okay if it was a restaurant.
Oh yeah, there you go. But people in the kitchen, you know, people. I saw one the other day where you could tell the seller didn't want to get up, I guess, because the photo the photographer took it at an angle where you just see the corner of the seller's foot sitting at a table, like sitting in a chair. Like they don't even want to get up.
Couldn't get that guy out of there.
That's usually not a great sign if you're a seller and you want to justify position to get the great price when you're not even motivated enough to get out of your chair. You know, like,
Exactly.
usually not a good sign that home's going to sell. But amazingly, a lot of consumers look at the real estate statistics and they say, you know, oh, everything's selling, and you know, thousands of homes don't sell with the first agent. Sometimes it's the second or the third agent. I mean, we have someone who we employ whose sole job is contacting people whose homes didn't sell with other agents. I mean, we wouldn't have that position if there weren't thousands of them that didn't sell. And I think it goes unnoticed sometimes when you hear all the great parts of the market, and those are, you know, agents that are marketing it properly, that know how to, you know, that know what listings to take. Quite honestly, we turn down a lot of listings because either the seller is unrealistic or maybe a jerk, you know, or you know, it's just there isn't an agreement on price. They want a number that just the market can't support, and we spend thousands of dollars to market a home. We just can't do that. So we turn down a lot of them, and then ultimately a lot of them, you know, choose other agents and then end up not selling. But marketing is a big piece, you know, of the puzzle there. But sometimes it's really funny to see, you know, you see a home didn't sell, and you know, someone that maybe contacted us, and you look it up, and it's been 700 days on the market. And I'm not saying it's funny that it hasn't sold. I'm saying it's funny when you find the reason why it hasn't sold. You know, and sometimes it really is just, you know, how could you think that would work? You know, and
yeah.
we give advice to people about, you know, how to prepare the home for sale, things to take down. We've given people advice about taking certain personal photos down, and they get offended. And it's like, you know, you have to decide, you know, at some point if you want to sell the home, you have to start moving. You have to start planning that, you know, your life-size mural in the living room of you and your wife isn't the best first impression to make for someone that wants to buy and fall in love with your home.
Yeah,
Right.
then you have the it was the football fan, like the Florida State fan.
Oh, yeah,
who just
that's
would
got
not
everything.
take everything. You're right.
Right.
You're going to
And
offend some people.
We had one not long ago, Tampa Bay Lightning. We're obviously, hey, we're big fans. We're their official real estate agents. You know, we've got their logo blasted all over the place, on our website, on our building, pretty much everywhere. But, you know, if someone comes to your home, and let's just say they're from Chicago, you know, and you got Lightning stuff all over your house, I mean, you're probably going to have a harder time selling it to that person. So you have to be really conscious and be neutral and take away things that might be polarizing or offensive. So yeah, that was a good segment, guys. I think, again, it's crucial for consumers to know that there are a lot of homes that don't sell, just as many that don't sell that do. And I think a lot of times the media doesn't put that out there, like, oh, we had, you know, 2,500 home sales this month. Oh, we also had 2,500 that didn't sell, you know. And the reality is that's the case. There are a lot of listings that don't sell and end up having to go to, you know.
It's amazing that houses are not selling right now with the way the inventories are so low. You know?
Oh, I know. But
you would think that there's so much demand out there that they would figure out a way to sell those houses. You know?
Well, and sometimes it's price, sometimes it's marketing, and then sometimes it's just the market for that area or price. You know, if you've got, you know, an example is if you've got a $5 million home, and let's say there's 50 of them on the market, and one has sold in the last 6 months, your odds are not great.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, literally, it's just the odds aren't great. Just expect, you know the saturation rates, know those statistics, so you have a reasonable expectation.
Yeah, the agent should know that as well.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're a consumer and you see a house been on the market for 500, 600 days, you think, well, what's wrong with this house?
Exactly.
Is there an issue that I'm not seeing? So.
And sometimes it's not really anything wrong with the house or the marketing. Sometimes it really is just that price point is oversaturated. There's just too many of them and not enough buyers.
Right, and you've got the people out there too that just throw a really high price tag on something. They don't care how long it's going to sit. Look, this is what I want for it. Let it sit out there.
Yeah, another funny one about you know, things that don't really work from the consumer's perspective, the buyer's perspective. They want to get a certain number because that's what they have in it. The consumer that's buying your home doesn't give a crap about what you have in it. They don't care. No. They're going to buy it for what it's worth, and then let's try this price. Let's try it out. Let's test the market. One of the worst things you can do for real estate, because you're not in a vacuum. If you test the market at a price and it doesn't move, a couple of months down the line, people are going to start to think something's wrong with it. So testing the market is if you want to test the market, put a for sale by owner sign in your yard. Don't formally put it on the market.
Yeah.
You know, just don't, because you're the days on market. It really, people forget how important this is. The days on market are such a crucial statistic, because that consumer wants to be impressed. They want to fall in love, and if those days on market tick up really high, guess what? They're out. They think something's wrong with it.
And that goes true for the real estate market, or for the rental market as well.
If it's sitting on the market,
If it's
something's
sitting on the
wrong.
market too long, because we've had, just like Aaron said, We've had owners that say, well, I want to try it, and it's an outlandish number. And we tell them, that, we won't do that because it's just going to sit and sit and sit. And then it's going to make it look bad, and it's going to pull the rental market down.
And it's going to pull your stats down, because then people are going to say, oh, why do you have these listings taking forever to sell? I mean, we're cautious. Like, we advertise some pretty aggressive statistics, on radio, online, everywhere, because we do sell homes pretty quickly. So if we get someone that's not going to listen on price, and again, we don't expect every home to move that quickly, but if someone's not going to listen, and they're going to be in fantasy land where it's going to take us 6 months of working on them to get into the price that the market will bear, that's not worth our investment of time, energy, and money to market that home. We'd rather turn it down and let them go test the market with somebody that's in the business of testing markets for sale, testing homes for sale. I'm in the market of selling homes.
Right, come back when you're ready to sell.
Right, exactly. I'm going to sell your home if you're going to listen. If you're not going to listen, go waste time with somebody else. That's just not our business model, and it won't work. And it's not only that, but it's setting you up for failure. It's literally setting you up to fail.